Royals fans, how are we feeling out there?
Terrible!
Well, at least that's what Honey says, and frankly, I can't disagree with her. Welcome to the Royals Recap. My name is Jacob Milham. I'm one half of the Royals Rundown podcast. Let's go ahead and talk about Tuesday's embarrassing, disheartening, disappointing, however you want to put it. There's no positive way to slice this game. The Royals, at the end of the day, lost 10-1 against the visiting New York Yankees, dropping 2 games in a row against the Bronx Bombers and 3 games total. Once again, tying their season high. 3 straight games lost. They've lost 10 of their last 15. But let's go ahead and focus on this game right now. I don't know who else to lay this game at the feet of than Brady Singer. All right, he earned his 3rd loss this year after allowing a season-high 7 runs, 6 earned, by the way. His most since a career-high tying 8 more than 1 calendar year ago against the Minnesota Twins. It started off rocky for the Royals. Let's get that straight. He allowed a ton of base runners, a leadoff triple to Anthony Volpe to open up the game, walked Juan Soto, an Aaron Judge RBI single, scored that first run, and then another 1-out RBI fielder's choice. And once again, the Yankees had a 2-0 lead heading into the bottom of the first. Second straight game that has happened. He did have 1, 2, 3 second and third innings, but then again, imploded in the 4th, allowing 4 runs in that frame. I mean, this was just a very hard game to watch Brady Singer pitch, because back during the days of Cal Eldred, it felt like the standard, the practice, the technique against opposing batters was to nibble around the edge of the zone. You weren't going to trust your stuff over the plate. And we have seen Brady Singer do that this season. I get it. I am not a proponent of a starter having primarily a 2-pitch mix at the major league level. That's some college bullshit that needs to be evolved from once you get to the professional ranks. But Brady Singer, he's lived and died by that mix in his Royals career. It's a fact. And when that mix is on, it is on. It is an amazing thing to watch. But it seems like most of the time we see games like this, just where Brady is hanging on the cusp of struggle, just barely getting by at times. And he did have 6 strikeouts tonight. Like, he got swings and misses at times. But when he wasn't, that's when there's no middle ground. He's either dominating the Yankees batters, or he's allowing hard hit balls. He's allowing hits. He's walking batters, hitting batters. I mean, the negatives outweigh the positives, especially tonight for Brady Singer. Right? He entered tonight with a 136 opposing batting average in scoring situations, the second best amongst all starters in the majors. That told me that, okay, you know what? He's always hanging by a thread. But when that thread starts getting stretched, Brady doesn't let it break, doesn't let it snap. But we saw what happens when it does, when the Yankees went 4 for 8 off of him tonight with runners in scoring position. That's not going to fly. All right, there's a couple of positives from, the strikeouts. He hit 547 tonight, career strikeouts. Okay, that is the most by any Royals pitcher through 108 career appearances. That's really good. He's got a 9 strikeout lead over Steve Busby, which y'all older Royals fans are going to know exactly who that is. It's good company to be in. It really is. But I don't know. It's Jeremy has not been the biggest Brady Singer fan across the season, and I haven't either. Okay, he's been getting it done, but it's been a very volatile stretch, a very volatile past 2 seasons, really, from Brady Singer. And tonight just really continued that trend. So it's disappointing to see that. It really put the Royals in an early hole, but their bats did not help their cause at all. Only mustered 5 hits against the Yankees tonight. And their lone run was when Freddie Fermin broke up a shutout bid as a pinch hitter, which is insane. He had a solo home run in the 8th inning, his second of the season, and his first since April 29th. It's been a while for Freddie there. But he's got a little hot streak going. He's hit safely in 7 straight games. He's got an active 11-game hitting streak at Kauffman Stadium, batting .441 in his home field. Not too shabby at all. Someone else who didn't look too shabby is Nick Prado, making his return to the Kansas City Royals, albeit as a position player pitching the top of the 9th inning. Yeah, that is not a good distinguishing return to the major league ranks. This was his first career pitching appearance, so didn't really know what to expect. The second position player to do so this season since Nick Lofton pitched against the Padres back on May 31st, which feels like a while ago, but it really wasn't. He did get a strikeout though, so good for Nick there. He's just the 7th position player in Royals history to do so. So it's both surprising and not really surprising. I still would prefer to have Nate Eaton in the game at that point. You know, he's got a pretty good mound presence, if you will. But this just wasn't a good game in really any facet. There were, I guess you look to the base running. Base running was okay. Michael Garcia got his 16th stolen base on the year, which I definitely think stealing bases is an underrated aspect of Garcia's game, especially since he gets so damn slow out of the box that you don't think he has a whole lot of speed. But once he goes from first to second, that's when you really see some of that speed flash. So how did the Royals do as a team? When they actually had runners in scoring position, 0 for 7. They left 10 men on base. Surprisingly, they did walk more than they struck out tonight. Marcus Stroman, the Yankees starter who got the win tonight, only had 1 strikeout compared to 3 walks. The Royals had good plate appearances. They just, to the far extreme, they weren't productive at all. Bobby Witt Jr., you would think, okay, he had a 2-hit night and he got some stuff done. Yeah, he got a double, he got a single. That's about it. There wasn't anyone else for him to move over, and no one behind him moved the base runners. Vinny Pasquantino, hitless. Salvador Perez, hitless. MJ Melendez, hitless. Nelson Velasquez, hitless. Drew Waters, in his return to the Royals, his MLB debut this season, hitless himself with 2 strikeouts. Nick Lofton, hitless. Kyle Isbell, hey, you know what? You're the favorite guy that we love to bag on being in the 9 hole. Did draw a walk and got a hit tonight. And then Michael Garcia leading things off as usual, did get a hit himself. They were thoroughly dominated. And that is very frustrating. And I'm not going to punt on the 2024 season because of a Tuesday night game. Okay? I'm not on the same night that Royals fans are enjoying Dollar Dog Night is not going to be the game that decides the entire season's future. All right. This was the Royals are 39-29. They're still 10 games above 500. But this is against the Yankees. And frankly, I'm a younger Royals fan. I get it. The Yankees are the big bad empire, but I never, I didn't grow up in the animosity of the Royals and Yankees rivalry. You know what I mean? Like I never saw the Royals be competitive against the Yankees growing up. You know, that was reserved for the 70s and the 80s. It wasn't my time. I still viewed this series as a quality benchmark for the Royals, though, because it's okay. The Yankees are nearly already at 50 wins this season. After tonight's game, they're 48-21. They are in the A tier, the S tier, if you will, of MLB right now. They are the pennant favorites in the AL for a reason. And I was like, you know what? If the Royals can give them a fight, I'm going to believe in this team even more. I think even if we had 2 competitive losses against New York on Monday and Tuesday night, I would be happy with that. But after Tuesday's loss, something that so many Royals fans had to tune out of after the 4th inning. Like, oh, well, you know what? These bats aren't coming alive. Brady's dug him in another hole. What are they going to do? They ain't coming back now. And I understand it was just this past weekend they came back from 8-0. Okay, that is a valid argument to still believe, still watch, and still listen to a Royals game, even when they're losing. I get it. I do agree with that. But this is a very disappointing turn of events against the Yankees. It's still tough to say, okay, the Royals are on the cusp of being amongst MLB's best. These past 2 games have proven that there is still a big divide between them and the Yankees, which if you told me back in late 2023 that the Kansas City Royals would be competing for that spot, competing for, hey, are they a top 3 team in the AL? I would be more than happy. I'm like, you know what? I don't care. As long as they're better than average, I'm okay with that. You know, some winning can spoil us fans. That's all right to admit. I am hoping that tomorrow proves to be more beneficial for the Royals. I'm hoping that tomorrow we see them at least get 1 win against the Yankees. Just avoid that dreaded sweep. And especially when they've been so good at home this season. They've been one of the best teams at home in MLB. It was a sense of pride, a thing of pride, if you will, to be able to tell Royals fans that whenever you buy a ticket to go see a game in Kauffman Stadium, the heavy odds were that you were going to see a Royals victory. All right, you saw a perfect homestand, a perfect 7-game homestand earlier on this season. And the Royals have continued that success this year. They just haven't done so against the damn New York Yankees. They are 15-40 in their last 55 games in the Yankees, stretching back to 2015. The New York has just absolutely had their number, and that's a palatable thing, I guess. It's still disappointing, but when they're not in your division and you don't have to face them as much as a division opponent, you kind of throw your hands up and say, well, you know what, we're posting an 106 game loss seasons anyways. Might as well just give a few to the Yankees there. Like I said, they're still 39-21, 21 games better than their 18-50 mark through 68 games last year alone. That is the biggest improvement from any MLB team this year. The Royals are still a much better squad, and this game, this loss, should not change that fact that they are better, at least. this loss does hamper their ceiling, and that is okay. Because guess what? Their floor is still so much higher than we saw last year, the year before, probably stretching back to 2016 at least. Okay, we're over here arguing about, well, are they going to be an 81 win team or are they going to be a 91 win team? At the end of the day, look how much better that is in the win column. We're talking about a 25 game or a 35 game improvement. That is insane. That's a great turnaround. You can still look at all that and still be disappointed by Tuesday's result. Plain and simple. I would love to hear from y'all, like, what you thought about tonight's game. I get it. X is pretty funky when it comes to DMs, so that's why I dropped my email address in the podcast description below, so you can shoot me an email if you want. Would love to hear your thoughts there, or you can check us out on Spotify and respond to the Q&As there. Get your thoughts on the individual game. We will get to those Q&A responses from last night's game. I'm interested to see how those went. But coming up on the other side of the ad break, we will hear from manager Matt Quatraro and losing pitcher Brady Singer. Stay tuned.
Yeah, just, it was a struggle right out of the get-go. Just to get consistency in the zone. I think his stuff looked good. He threw some pretty good breaking balls and located some pretty good fastballs, but just not enough consistently early to keep him off the board.
Got a few pitches down in those called strikes. Is that what you're talking about with the consistency of pitches, where he's getting those called strikes, but then he's leaving?
Yeah, I did not look back to the locations, middle or otherwise. You would have a better look at that. But, just how hard he had to work to get them out, that's going to take its toll over the course of the game.
Did Marcus Stroman a challenge for your offense tonight?
Yeah, he's location. He's got the sinker, the cutter, the split, occasional sweeper, or slider, whatever you want to call it. But he really locates and he keeps the ball down. He gets a ton of ground balls.
Not a big strikeout guy, but you guys didn't really chase at all either. What does that say just about your plate appearances? And you had a lot of traffic as well.
I think it says more about him, and his ability to locate. It's very much they look good and then they're on the corner, or they're on the corner and then they're slightly off. He keeps the ball at the bottom of the zone, or he elevates with that cutter to lefties. He really located well.
First inning runs again. Has there been a theme to this little run of the other team getting ahead early?
No, they're all different. I don't think there was any one thing that all 3 days were the same by any means. But no, I don't think there's one common theme.
The Singer having to navigate this lineup, probably like him to mix quite a bit as much as he can. You hope that he throws more of his other two pitches. Relied again heavily on the slider. Do you hope to see more?
I think if I'm not mistaken, he did use some of the bigger breaking balls as well. At least the few times I looked up there were some -5s and 7s and stuff like that. So I think he was using it. And I think he threw some quality pitches. He got, Judge didn't hit that ball hard in the first inning. That one falls in. And I think there were some ground balls that Verdugo got that inning. Verdugo gets the ground ball up the middle, and then we hit Stanton, and that kind of starts things. So, I'm not trying to take anything away from what they did, but, it wasn't like he was scattering balls all over the place. He made some quality pitches that just didn't get the results we wanted.
How difficult is it to kind of overcome when the Yankees are having that precision hitting the ball in different places and really executing out there? How difficult is it for your offense to kind of overcome that and kind of stand?
Well, we got down big. It's hard, we've done that before, but that's really, you're not going to do that on a consistent basis, come back from being down 6-7 runs.
Has been such a strength this year. Maybe a little rut right now, a couple turns through. How do you bounce back and get back on track, I guess, with that?
I'd be surprised if there's a team that doesn't go through this, So, these guys are pros. They're going to keep working. They're going to keep grinding away and figure out the best game plan for whoever their next opponent is.
Yeah, I mean, I like to have the fourth inning back there. Just left the ball over the middle of the plate to Wells there, and threw on homer. But yeah, I just like to have that inning back.
You're trying to go back to where you got him to strike out in I think it was the second inning, inside sinker.
Yeah, we're trying to do the front door sinker there, and leaked over the middle of the plate a little too far.
You made some good pitches. It seemed like the sinker was moving up and some. It's just about consistency for you.
Yeah, I mean, the sinker was moving, pretty well, and I liked that I was able to kind of, throw it into lefties tonight too. I felt like that might have been the best it's been all year, being able to get it in there.
How difficult is it to kind of navigate that Yankees lineup when they have a bunch of sluggers over there?
Yeah, I mean, definitely good lineup. Just wish would have obviously made some better pitches there, and like I said, stay away from kind of that bigger inning.
You got the strikeout just Stanton, I think, with the fastball looking in the sixth. You try to lean on that and pitch a little bit more. I think it only registered at least for 4, so I was just curious about the game plan there.
You're talking about the four seam? Yeah, no, that was a good four seam, way there. I liked the action on it, and I feel like it was a good pitch down and away to get him looking there.
I feel like you have to have a good mix of pitches against this lineup, especially with how many big hitters they've got.
Yeah, for sure. Even, mixing a couple four seams and a couple changeups there. So, yeah, definitely having to mix it, mix more and, move it around the zone as well as too.
All right, y'all. Well, much to my surprise, y'all didn't respond to last night's episode. What are we doing, folks? That's the first time in months I haven't gotten a single response to the Q&A. Goodness gracious. That's okay. It's a Monday night. It's the start of the work week. I ain't sweating it too much. If you're listening to us, thank you so much for supporting us. Make sure you support the podcast further. Just, make sure you never miss an episode. You could follow, subscribe, rate, review, whatever it is on your respective platform. If you need to know where, our whole gambit of availability, you can find that on X. It's our pinned tweet. But for now, I'm going to go and get on out of here. I got some schoolwork to do. Once again, my name is Jacob Milham. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And until next time, go Royals!